Hello there! Before I talk about the Judero updates for this month, I would like to take a minute to talk about this charity humble bundle. As you might know, there was a devastating earthquake affecting Turkey and Syria. So many people need our help, and they will continue to need our help as a lot of people became homeless, a lot of people lost their loved ones. So we need to continue to support, and a fun way to do that is to buy some video games. There are some pretty big names here like Gotham Knights, XCOM 2, like just really big names, but also some really cool high profile indies and some Turkish games including Soul Searching and Pill Baby, of course. But there is so much cool stuff here that you need to check out yourself. You'll need to go to humblebundle.com and just check out all these cool stuff while feeling good about helping people in need. This bundle was actually partly the work of the new charity called Play for Turkey, started specifically for this earthquake. So thank you so much, Play for Turkey and Humble Bundle, for organizing this lovely bundle, and to you for sporting it. Thank you. Okay, moving on to Judero. What we've been working on this month has been a lot of level design, some new mechanics, and some exciting boss fights that we will showcase here. Starting with the level design, we first planned out the general shape and function of this level, as you can see. Then we started placing all the game elements in the level. Now let's see them in action. We entered the level from the right end. It's a dangerous mountain path where there are boulders falling. The boulders are not too hard to avoid right now, but I was showcasing how you can get damaged by them. The tech behind them is kinda cool, as you simulate the physics and then record those values in an Unity animation so that you can just keep playing the same physics simulation. Then we come to the first combat area of the level. We actually made a new type of fire sprite where the aim of it is to come as close as possible to you and then explode, as we just saw a couple of times here. If you go left instead of down, you are going towards the beach. You need to find some fire to open up your path here. Throughout the beach, I will fast forward the encounters that you can see. They're pretty self-explanatory, lots of enemies that you have to avoid or fight depending on what you prefer. Those dark flames actually spawn enemies continuously, so you need to take care of those as well. And also be careful about the kamikaze enemies here. And then we get to our first boss fight of the day. She's called Hag of Molok. Let's start with her animation close-ups so that we can see some details. Some animations where she is firing projectiles all around. Even though these are shown as billboarded sprites in the game, as you can see, these are real models that we are turning around and animating in stop motion style, so that's always cool to see. Now let's see her in action. As you can see, she immediately throws some fire projectiles where it creates flames that you will have to avoid while fighting with her. She can also spawn some fire sprites, so she's trying to really overwhelm the player with the amount of stuff going on in the scene. She also throws projectiles in the sky, and these projectiles actually fall down, and as they fall down they give you some warning signs as to where to avoid. But she also has a shield attack that kind of cleans up the scene, so it's not all bad. Moving on to the bog or swamp mechanic, which is also new. So if you just walk into a bog, that's not going to be very nice. You will actually die. There is actually a solution to this. So if you have access to a fire explosion or a fire projectile, you can dry the bog so you can walk on top of it. Now we'll fast forward here a bunch of more level design. You will see a lot of bogs here. We will continue to put some cool puzzles and secrets in these bogs as we continue to work on this level. You just saw a new enemy type here, but actually I want to showcase that one more on the next month's video, so you'll have to wait for that one. So we make our way up to the castle, which brings me to the next boss fight, Galigantes. Here we can see some nice animation close-ups. Galigantes is actually a giant, much bigger in size than Judero or anybody else in the game really. His animations are focused on stepping on you or stomping and things like that. Here he is in action, and the first thing to see here is that you cannot damage him just using your stick. What you need to do is to somehow set him on fire, and then he becomes vulnerable, and then you can do some damage. He has a pretty scary stomp attack, and he can also call some allies to help with the fight. After you beat him, he's not actually done. He starts to chase you down the hill. This gave us an excuse to work on some destructible objects like the trees and the fences that you can see here. Now the rest of it I will fast forward, but there are some new challenges as you're going back, and you have to keep in mind that the giant is chasing after you, so you have to be fast. There is a fire that you need to put out, so there are a few challenges here that require some good timing. And then we have to get back through this bog using the help of the fire sprite or the fire barrels. But Galigantes is not as lightweight as you, so he kind of sinks in the bog, which ends his time in the game. Thank you so much for watching this month's update, and I hope to talk to you next month as well. Take care.